Hello. So in this video, I'm going to look at some resources, specifically book resources that you can use to help your Indonesian self-study. And this is based off my experience studying Indonesian, but also my years of experience as a language teacher.
Friend of me, enemy. All these just wanna be a mini me. All these just wanna be a mini me. All these just wanna be a mini me.
Okay, so the number one book that I can't go past when I'm studying Indonesian, whether that's at university or by myself, and that is Indonesia Reference Grammar. So one of the main reasons is it is very comprehensive. It's got all you need to know about studying standard Indonesian. But more than that, and more than a lot of other Indonesian grammar books that I've tried to use over the years, is that the contents is very well done. It's very clear and useful, and it's easy to look up specific grammar points that you need to know about. So whether you're studying at university or doing self-study by yourself, this is something that I use a lot, just to get that deeper understanding of the grammar of standard Indonesian. Now, when you're studying a language, you want to expand your vocabulary as quickly and as easily as possible. And one good way to do that is through reading. Okay, reading widely, reading different types of material. Now, this can be a bit daunting at first, so something that I like to use are what they call graded readers. And this is a graded reader that I've found to be very good. The readings cover a lot of very useful topics from day to day, things like family, sports, going on holidays, this kind of thing, shopping. And the graded readers, the readers' readings start out quite short and fairly simple. There's a comprehensive word list to go with each reading, and then as you go through the book, the readings get longer and longer, and more complex vocabulary and grammar is introduced. So there's the reading, the vocabulary that goes with each reading section, and comprehension questions, that kind of thing. So this one is a really good way to boost your vocabulary in a way that is not too painful. For something a little bit more challenging, this is a great book. This is Reading in Indonesian Culture. And again, it's graded readers. It starts out with short passages and gets longer and longer as you go through the book. But the topics are quite interesting. They're quite a bit more complex than talking about just your family, that kind of thing. And it goes through different traditions, different cultures in Indonesia. So you get to learn about the variety of society, Indonesian society as well. Also, something that's great with this book is it comes with a CD, so you can improve your listening as well as your reading and vocabulary. So this one is definitely worth checking out. Also, there's a number of different books in the series which I found useful, such as this one here, which is guided writing exercises. So that's something that I have found very interesting and to use for my Indonesian study. Now, guided readers are great, and they help ease you into good reading habits in a new language. But one thing that I found very useful is to read material that is not adjusted for people learning the language. So read real material. And that could be newspapers, that could be things like comics, okay, this kind of thing. Things like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde is quite interesting to read in Indonesian. The Sherlock Holmes stories, reading in Indonesian. And so one thing when you're doing this is the point is not to try to understand every word and study every word. The point is to get the gist of the story when you're reading real material, not textbooks or not graded readers. So if you don't understand a lot of the words, try to let your imagination pick up the slack and just try to get the gist of what's going on. Now, if there are words that are repeated frequently in the text, look them up. And this way, you start to really get to know important words and absorb them a lot better. But for getting through the story, you you get your brain used to reading the material, exposed to vocabulary, but don't get bogged down spending 3 or 4 days reading one page, okay? So read it as a relaxation exercise that exposes you to the language. So the examples I have are these ones here: Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Sherlock Holmes. I've got a magazine that is for economics and investment, that kind of thing. These are the things that I'm interested in, so you should choose what you're interested in. If you're interested in Harry Potter, get an Indonesian version of it. If you're interested in something else, read that. So your interest in the material will help keep you motivated. And when learning a language, motivation is key. Without motivation, it's almost impossible. Now, the last book I want to talk about in this video is a book that I found interesting when I'm learning Indonesian slang. So standard Indonesian is good, it's useful, you should learn it, but you need to know a fair bit of informal Indonesian if you want to make friends and talk to real people on the street. I found this issue when I was studying standard Indonesian, and if I was talking to native speakers, it was usually in standard Indonesian, and they were from Eastern Indonesia. When I was in Sydney meeting Indonesians in social events, a lot of the Indonesians in Sydney were from Jakarta, and they spoke a Jakarta slang. When I tried to speak my Indonesian, I came across as very slow, and when they spoke very fast, but with the Jakarta slang that I didn't know, and when I didn't understand them, their assumption was that I just didn't know Indonesian at all. So what have I got? I've got this here, Belajar Bahasa Gaul, and this is quite interesting. It's got vocabulary lists, examples of conversations and phrases. It talks about some level of regional variety, and there's even some swear words in there as well. So this is one that I found useful. If you can still get a copy, it's worth checking out. So that's my 2 cents on books that I've found useful when learning Indonesian. There are a lot of free resources out online as well, but I really find that hard copy books really give me that bit of tangible, something tangible anyway. I can feel it and I feel more motivated. If you do want free learning material, there is a lot on the Unibridge Project website, links in the description. If you have some good tips on grammar books, but also real Indonesian material that you found interesting, please leave your suggestions in the comments. If you're an Indonesian speaker and you've got some ideas about books or resources that you think will help people learning Indonesian, please let us know in the description as well. Please like and subscribe. Why not? That's what you do on YouTube. And I'll see you later. Cheers.